Hi, everybody. I'm Mike. This is Mike Miller Talks Life. Today's quote: forgiving yourself frees you from being a hostage to your past. Have you ever done something wrong and you apologized and the people forgave you, but you continued to struggle with forgiving yourself? Last week we saw that forgiving others is hard to do. But today we'll see that forgiving yourself can feel even harder. We make mistakes, we make bad choices, we hurt family members and friends, we let people down, we're unfaithful, we make a mess at work and we lose our job, or we overreact, we say cruel things, we lash out in anger. We can fail in minor ways or in major ways. And when this happens, we just feel terrible and we just seem to be unable to get past it, to let ourselves off the hook. Sometimes we're telling ourselves that we don't deserve forgiveness. And this is really just a poor view of yourself. Or I should be better. I shouldn't make mistakes like this. This is just kind of an unrealistic view. Not accepting the fact that everybody blows it. Or we think sometimes, if I move on, won't it look like I'm not sorry? And this is just this idea of a permanent penalty box that once you blow it, you're going to always have to pay for it the rest of your life and you'll never be free. We become hostage to our past. And it just ruins our present and our future. We struggle with physical and emotional problems because we're carrying all this negative feelings and unforgiveness inside. We're unable to enjoy healthy relationships, and our future is blocked because we are held hostage by our past failures. What does self-forgiveness involve? I think it is first understanding that no human being is perfect and accepting the reality that we all make mistakes. We all do wrong things. I think self-forgiveness is also this ability to separate an act from a person. An example could be like maybe cheating on a major exam, getting caught, and being kicked out of school. Your parents paid a lot to get you to school so you would have a good education, and you just totally blew it. Well, the act is wrong, and you deserve these consequences. It doesn't have to define who you are. People make mistakes, and the best we can do is make amends and try our best not to repeat it, learn lessons. I think also forgiveness, it's not about forgetting. And we often think we have to forget it. It's about not bringing the offense up to yourself all the time in a negative, unforgiving way. I think it involves working through these choices that I want to share with you, and they help you deal thoroughly with what went wrong. And this helps us look back and see that I've really dealt with that. I should be free of it. I've been influenced by an article I read on self-forgiveness that was written for counselors in Journal of Counseling, and also the teachings heavily influenced by the teachings of Jesus and the Apostle Paul. The first thing I think that's important is to take responsibility. Admit to the people that you hurt. I did this. I'm sorry. I hurt you. I caused a lot of damage. It's as simple as that, just owning it, humbly admitting what you did, and taking full responsibility. I think then you move into this phase of processing your feelings. After you admit what you did, you're going to have some strong feelings. You're going to feel guilt. maybe shame. You're going to feel remorse and regret. These feelings are normal. They come because we've done wrong. And we need to get these feelings out so we can sort through them. You can do this as if you're a person of faith. Just pour out your feelings to God in prayer. Do it over and over to get clear, to get them out. I think some people like to journal, and this is a great way just to write out what you did and how you're feeling about it. Just acknowledge the guilt, the shame, I regret it, all that. Or you can tell a trusted friend, a counselor, maybe a clergy, if you know them well enough to talk. These feelings need to be worked through and sorted out, because if we do it right, they'll play a major role in our being able to forgive ourselves. Because guilt, which is the primary feeling I think we need to deal with, can actually push us forward to make things right. Guilt doesn't just make you feel bad. It's like a conviction, and you feel the pain of what you did, and then it also pushes you, make this right. Shame is very different. If allowed to linger, it will convince us that we are bad people, not that we just messed up and did something that's wrong. Everybody makes mistakes, but this does not erase your value as a person. Many people of faith get the message that we're bad people, we're no good, we're sinful, evil people. But that's not really true. We have a sin problem, yeah, not all that. I believe that. But I also understand that as Christians, we believe God sent his son to die for our sins and to set us free. This means that we have great value in God's eyes. He went to a lot of trouble for people, all people. He wants a love relationship with people. We determine value by what someone is willing to pay. God paid a big ticket, a big price for us. And so we can reject the shame. It's not helping, and it's not true. So as we evaluate these common primary feelings, it prepares us to move on to what do you need to do to fix what you did. And guilt drives us forward, making us want to do the right thing. So you would apologize, make sure you've shared a heartfelt apology, and you want to make amends. What can I do to make it right, to fix or replace what was broken? You're not trying to earn people's forgiveness by making things right. You're simply trying to make your wrong right. Some people will say when you offer to replace what you did or fix what you did, oh, don't worry about it. But don't accept that. You want to do it. You need to do it to help you clear your conscience. You also are going to deal with, at this point, how can you rebuild the trust that you lost? The person you hurt may feel like they can't trust you anymore. And so you want to rebuild that trust, and that's hard work. And I think the key to this is not you coming up with what you can do to rebuild your trust. You have to talk to this person. What do they need to see in you to begin trusting you again? And then you just work like crazy to make that happen. It's going to take a long time sometimes. So you've got to hang in there. It's worth it. I think finally we need to take the time to ask, what can I learn? And how can I change? This is very important. The more you know about yourself, the more you forgive yourself. So you just want to ask these questions and try to answer them and work through them. What can you learn about yourself? Why did you do this? How could you have done something like this? Just probe that a little bit. How can you grow from what has happened? How can you prevent it from happening again? I mean, you don't want to repeat this stuff. See, asking these kinds of questions and trying to learn from our failures and our mistakes and our bad behavior is what healthy, mature people do. They don't run away. They don't deny it. They just dig in. Okay, I did it. I'm sorry. Help me make it right. And what can I learn from what I did? Because I don't want to repeat that again. I think it helps at this point, to accept the consequences without getting bitter and being angry about it, resenting them, because you can learn from the consequences that come from your choices. Whatever has been handed down to you, the justice for what you did. Being removed from school because you cheated on an exam, you'll get to go back, and you just want to go back ready to take your education seriously. So you can learn from the consequences. When you work through these steps, you know that you have done all you can do to make your wrong right. You've done everything. You've covered it, and you'll be able to walk with a clear conscience. You might still feel some regret over what happened, and that's pretty normal. And that just sort of fades because you know that you've done everything you can. Yeah, I feel bad. You'll think, I feel bad I hurt them, or I did that, or I betrayed them, or I wasted my parents' money, or whatever. I wish I hadn't done that, but you did. And now you've done everything you can to repair it so you can move forward. Forgiving yourself frees you from being a hostage to your past. Hey, thanks so much for listening. I hope this is helpful. Forgiving yourself is hard work. And I hope that these few little points are kind of simple, but maybe they'll sort of help you with the wrongs maybe you've done, or to work through it. Have a clear conscience and know with confidence you've done everything you can to make it right. So if you like it, be sure to click like. You can subscribe if you want, and share it with somebody that might need to hear this. And until next time, take care of yourself.